That's Not My Dad cop rescues two kids from alleged kidnapper. After learning that their father's truck had been stolen while the kids were inside, Deputy Jonathan Pazmino Alvarez saved two children from an alleged kidnapper on October 10, 2022 in Hillsboro County, Florida. In this video, we will go over the entire incident in detail, so please stay tuned. Number 15. Incident Overview. A disturbing abduction case that occurred in Hillsboro County, Florida on October 10, 2022 caught the interest of both the local authorities and the public. The incident started when a father's 2011 white Chevrolet Silverado truck was stolen while his two small children, ages 4 and 8, were still inside while he was doing routine errands on a Monday night. This worrying situation raised serious concerns about children's safety in cars and the wider effects of vehicle theft, in addition to putting the vulnerable kids in immediate danger. It is an especially horrible crime to steal a car while the children are inside. This can have serious repercussions for the family and the kids, including psychological trauma and even physical injury if the suspect is aggressive or careless.
New this evening, just about an hour ago, we heard for the first time from the Hillsboro County deputy who helped rescue two kids from being kidnapped.
It's really unbelievable video. On Monday, a dad flagged down Deputy Jonathan Pazmino Alvarez, saying that someone had stolen this white truck, his truck, and his kids were inside of it.
Number 14. The father's distress. Deputy Jonathan Pazmino Alvarez was on routine patrol nearby when the father, who was clearly shaken and desperate, flagged down the officer at around 6:40 p.m. as the sun started to set on the peaceful suburban streets of Hillsboro County. The father, a middle-aged man with an expression of unadulterated horror on his face, was in a panic, unable to express the horrible circumstances surrounding his vehicle theft, which had left his children inside. The father was clearly going through a difficult emotional time as he struggled with his unfathomable fear of losing his kids to an unknown individual. His desperate calls for assistance highlighted parents' innate protective instincts, as they frequently find themselves in unfathomable circumstances when their kids' safety is in jeopardy. This instance demonstrated not only how urgent the situation was, but also how strong the bond between parents and their children is and how it can be put to the test in an emergency.
A Hillsboro County Sheriff's deputy is being credited with rescuing two kidnapped children moments after a suspect carjacked their father's car. News Channel 8's Justin Shecker got a look at the body camera video from the sheriff's office.
Good evening. In the body camera video, you hear a child say, "That's not my dad, and this guy robbed my dad's car." Sheriff Chad Chronister says the swift action of his deputy put an end to this terrifying situation for any parent.
Number 13. Deputy's immediate response. A seasoned police officer with years of experience, Deputy Pazmino Alvarez understood the gravity of the father's plea and acted right away, recognizing that in a child-related situation, time was of the essence. He promptly began pursuing the stolen car and turned on the lights and siren of his patrol car. His prompt action demonstrated his expertise, experience, and steadfast dedication to public safety. Law enforcement personnel must strike a balance between urgency and caution in high-stress situations like this one in order to take decisive action with the least amount of risk to innocent lives. The events that followed were largely determined by the deputy's quick thinking and ability to maintain composure under duress, underscoring the significance of readiness and situational awareness in law enforcement.
Seconds, because he was screaming and I can see the car going, so I had to get in the vehicle because my priority at that point was the lives of two kids, that were in danger.
And we thank him for his service there. Luckily, the kids, who were 4 and 8, they are okay. They were not hurt. Investigators tell us this man here, Kevin Smith, was the man who you saw in the driver's seat. He has an extensive criminal record, we're told, and he now faces charges for kidnapping and grand theft.
Number 12. Traffic stop execution. Deputy Pazmino Alvarez located the stolen truck, a white Chevrolet Silverado, and conducted a traffic stop in a nearby parking lot just minutes after receiving the father's frantic report. Being well aware of the unpredictable and dangerous nature of confrontations with suspects, he approached the vehicle with a combination of authority and caution. As the deputy evaluated the situation and readied himself for any potential resistance from the suspect, his training began to take effect. This instance illustrated the vital abilities needed by law enforcement, where personnel must maintain composure while guaranteeing the safety of all parties. The deputy conducted the traffic stop in a methodical manner, adhering to established protocols in order to minimize potential risks. He probably radioed for help while closely monitoring the suspect's movements and the children within the car. His method demonstrated the value of practicing in highly stressful scenarios where snap judgments can have profound impacts on all parties. In addition to ensuring his safety, The deputy's professionalism and adherence to protocol helped make the operation a success overall. In order to safely resolve this situation, the traffic stop had to be carried out.
Why are you doing with the kids? What's going on? Step out of the car.
That's not my dad.
Step out of the car, bro.
It happened on October 10th in Hillsboro County, Florida. Just before 7 o'clock that evening, Deputy Jonathan Pazmino Alvarez was flagged down by a distressed father.
I know where my dad is.
I know where your dad is. I saw him running this way.
The man told the officer his children, ages 4 and 8, were taken when someone stole his truck. Just minutes later, Deputy Pazmino Alvarez got eyes on the vehicle.
Stop the truck! Now! Pull into the parking lot!
When the truck pulled over, the deputy began asking questions.
Bro, I got called.
These not your car?
No,
Step out of the car. Step out of the car, bro. Okay, step out of the car. Help me out here.
The suspect, later identified as 37-year-old Kevin Smith.
Number 11. Children's revelation. Among the confusion, a young girl among the children suddenly realized as Deputy Pazmino Alvarez approached the truck, saying, "That's not my dad." As the deputy was immediately informed by this statement that the children were in fact in a dangerous situation, it was a pivotal moment in the incident. It highlighted how cognizant of their environment the kids were and how well they could converse, even in uncomfortable situations. As children can frequently provide vital information in emergency situations, this discovery not only confirmed the deputy's suspicions, but also emphasized the value of paying attention to them.
Continued to tell the deputy, quote, "It's not me."
Are you gonna step out? Give me the car keys. Give me the car keys.
Body cam footage captures one of the children saying the suspect is not his father as the officer attempts to take the man into custody.
Number 10. Arrest of the suspect. After learning of the children's confession, Deputy Pazmino Alvarez quickly gave the 37-year-old suspect, Kevin Smith, a gunpoint order to exit the car. Smith, who has a criminal record in Hillsboro County that dates back to 2003, obeyed the deputy's orders after probably realizing the seriousness of the situation. The arrest was carried out without any more problems, demonstrating the deputy's professionalism and authority in handling the situation. What could have been a more heated exchange was safely resolved thanks to Smith's cooperation. An important accomplishment was the suspect's successful arrest, which guaranteed the kids' immediate safety and stopped any additional danger from developing. Since the suspect's cooperation was probably influenced by the deputy's composed manner, this incident also demonstrated the value of good communication and de-escalation tactics in law enforcement.
Is this? Yeah. All right, step out of the car.
That's not my dad.
Step out of the car, bro. Step out of the car. Step out of the car.
Smith was arrested on the scene and later charged with grand theft motor vehicle and 2 counts of felony kidnapping. The children were not injured in the incident and were safely returned to their father.
Number 9. Charges filed. Following the events, Kevin Smith was accused of 2 counts of felony kidnapping and grand theft auto, among other serious charges. The severity of his acts and the associated legal consequences are reflected in these charges. Because of the possible harm that abduction can cause to victims, it is punishable by harsh laws, especially when it involves children. In establishing responsibility and guaranteeing justice for the kids and their family, the ensuing legal proceedings will be crucial. In addition, the charges serve as a warning to others about the repercussions of engaging in similar behavior, underscoring the wider implications of this type of criminal activity. After all, the community understands how important it is to hold people accountable for their actions, particularly when it comes to the safety of children, so they will probably be relieved by these charges. The legal proceedings may also spark debates about the efficacy of current legislation and the necessity of future reforms to enhance child protection and discourage similar crimes in the future. Number 8. Children's safety restored. The young boy and girl who were saved from the ordeal were reunited with their father in a safe and happy moment, much to the family's relief. The community, which had been nervously awaiting word of the children's safety as well as the family, was greatly relieved by this outcome. Since the issue was successfully resolved, it has become clear how important it is for law enforcement to protect those who are vulnerable. The father's emotional reunion with his kids was a moving reminder of the close relationship parents have with their kids, especially during trying times. The family hugged one another and expressed gratitude for their safe return, and it was evident how happy and relieved they were. This incident also acted as a reminder to the community of the value of helping struggling families and the emotional toll that these kinds of situations can take. As the community rejoiced over the children's safe return and thought about how important it is to watch out for one another, the incident probably strengthened the bonds of solidarity among them. Number 7. Sheriff's praise. Deputy Jonathan Pazmino Alvarez was publicly commended by Hillsboro County Sheriff Chad Chronister, a leader recognized for his dedication to public safety, for his prompt and decisive actions during the incident. His commendation emphasized the vital role that law enforcement officials play in emergency scenarios, wherein their prompt decision-making and efficient reaction can avert fatalities. Sheriff Chronister stressed in his remarks the value of public confidence in law enforcement, noting that the deputy's actions not only guaranteed the children's safety, but also strengthened the public's belief in the police as community defenders. The sheriff's recognition of the deputy's bravery and professionalism served as a source of inspiration for other law enforcement officials and demonstrated the beneficial effects that committed law enforcement officers can have on the lives of individuals and families.
Minutes after a man reported his truck had been stolen near Tampa's Fletcher Avenue with his 2 young children still inside.
Stop the truck! Now!
Hillsboro County Sheriff's Deputy Jonathan Alvarez initiated this traffic stop.
Why are you doing with the kids? What's going on? Roll the window down, bro.
Smith's criminal history dates back nearly 20 years. Eventually, Deputy Alvarez was able to pull him out of the truck and put him in handcuffs.
Stay here. I need to figure out what's going on. That's all.
And they safely returned the 4 and 8-year-old children to their father. And Kevin Smith is charged with 2 counts of felony kidnapping and 1 count of motor vehicle grand theft. He's now locked up in the Falkenberg Road jail without bond.
Number 6. Criminal history of the suspect. Because of his prior criminal history, which began in Hillsboro County in 2003, Kevin Smith presents serious questions regarding repeat offenders and the difficulties law enforcement faces in dealing with people who have a criminal past. The complexities of the criminal justice system are highlighted by this background information, which shows how prior offenses can affect the seriousness of charges and the length of a sentence. Understanding these past events is essential for the community to comprehend the possible threats that some people may pose and the significance of taking precautionary steps to keep its members safe. It can be unsettling to have conversations about the efficacy of rehabilitation programs and the necessity of comprehensive approaches to dealing with criminal behavior when there are repeat offenders in the community. In an effort to lower subsequent offenses and foster safer communities, this incident may also give rise to calls for more comprehensive support programs for people with criminal histories.
And they safely returned the 4 and 8-year-old children to their father. And Kevin Smith is charged with 2 counts of felony kidnapping and 1 count of motor vehicle grand theft. He's now locked up in the Falkenberg Road jail without bond.
Number 5. Community impact. Hillsboro County was deeply affected by the incident, which served as a sobering reminder of the necessity of vigilant and preventive measures to guarantee children's safety. The message that neighbors should be on the lookout for suspicious activity and report it to the police was reaffirmed by this. Residents came to understand the value of watching out for one another and aiding local law enforcement in their efforts to ensure safety as a result of the case's quick resolution, which also helped to strengthen neighborhood ties. After the event, community forums and talks might start up, giving locals a chance to voice their worries, experiences, and recommendations for improving safety precautions. This kind of group involvement has the power to fortify ties within the community and promote a spirit of alertness and support. Furthermore, community groups and educational institutions might start initiatives to teach families safety precautions, giving locals even more power to actively participate in their neighborhood security. Number 4. Importance of training. The situation was handled expertly by Deputy Jonathan Pazmino Alvarez, demonstrating the vital significance of law enforcement training. To be ready for high-stress situations, officers receive intensive training that equips them with the skills necessary to evaluate risks, communicate clearly, and act quickly. The fact that this particular incident was directly responsible for the safe resolution of a potentially dangerous situation is evidence of the importance of such training. Sustaining high standards of public safety requires law enforcement personnel to engage in ongoing training and professional development. To further improve officers' capacity to handle challenging circumstances while reducing risks to all parties concerned, training programs that prioritize de-escalation techniques and communication skills can be implemented. The incident might also start conversations within law enforcement organizations about how training procedures need to be continuously improved in order to guarantee that officers have the most up-to-date information and abilities to deal with changing community challenges. Good training helps to foster confidence in law enforcement, which benefits not only the officers but also the communities they serve. Number 3. Emotional toll on families. Families affected by kidnapping may suffer severe and protracted emotional damage. The father's fear and anxiety during the incident serve as an example of the psychological effects that similar incidents can have on both parents and children. Families may struggle with feelings of vulnerability, trauma, and the need for support long after the immediate threat has passed. This incident emphasizes how crucial it is to offer support and guidance to families dealing with comparable circumstances so they can recover and feel secure again. Families can receive crucial support from community support networks such as mental health resources and counseling services as they work through the fallout from traumatic events. Public awareness campaigns can also assist in destigmatizing the need for assistance and motivate families to get the resources they require to deal with the emotional fallout from such events. For families affected by trauma, the empathy and understanding of the community can have a big impact on the healing process. Number 2, role of law enforcement and legal process ahead. This incident serves as a reminder of the critical role law enforcement plays in maintaining public safety and shielding the community from crime. In addition to saving the kids, Deputy Pazmino Alvarez's prompt action served as further evidence that police officers are crucial protectors in emergency situations. The ability of law enforcement to handle emergencies well is the foundation of the confidence that the public has in them, and this episode is a potent illustration of how committed officers can significantly improve the lives of individuals and families. Positive results from these kinds of interventions can improve relationships within the community and give locals a sense of security and safety. The community should be kept up to date on the case's developments as Kevin Smith's legal proceedings proceed. In order to address criminal behavior, the judicial system is essential, and community involvement in these procedures can promote a sense of shared accountability for justice and safety. The court case may also present a chance to educate the public about victim rights and the value of aiding those who have been harmed by crime. As the case develops, the neighborhood might come together in support of the kids and their family, providing comfort and camaraderie during a trying moment. In order to guarantee that justice is done and that the community can start the healing process, the legal process is an essential step. Number 1, community awareness and future prevention strategies. Communities need to be strongly reminded, as this case illustrates, to continue being watchful and proactive in protecting children. Similar incidents can be avoided in the future with the support of awareness campaigns about vehicle safety, the risks associated with leaving children unattended in cars, and the significance of reporting suspicious behavior. Initiating community conversations regarding safety and preventive measures cultivates a mindset of alertness and accountability, enabling citizens to actively participate in safeguarding their local areas. In order to foster a more knowledgeable and proactive community, schools, community centers, and local organizations can play a crucial role in providing resources and information about child safety. The creation of comprehensive safety initiatives that cater to the particular needs of families and children can result from cooperative efforts between law enforcement, schools, and community organizations. Additionally, the community might think about starting neighborhood watch programs which encourage people to actively monitor their surroundings and alert the police to any suspicious activity. All facets of the community, including law enforcement, educators, and concerned citizens, must be involved in the development of prevention strategies. Communities can make their surroundings safer for kids and families by banding together, which lowers the possibility that similar incidents will happen again. Considering all of these aspects, Deputy Jonathan Pazmino Alvarez's quick actions in rescuing the 2 children from a suspected kidnapper demonstrate the bravery and dedication of law enforcement officials. If you liked our video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel.